Britain, 33 million vehicles, 250,000 miles of tarmac. Lights and sirens are no longer enough. The biker cops and paramedics are taking to two wheels to beat the most congested roads in Europe. They are a surefire way of getting vital help where it's most needed, fast.
My God, big deep breath for me.
Pain coming back? Yeah. Wow, okay. Get you on the bed.
The bike squads of Essex Police and West Midlands Ambulance Service race to protect the public and save lives. Coming up on Emergency Bikers, a suspected case of meningitis.
The temperature is over 40 degrees, which is obviously very serious.
Paramedic Mark Hayes has his hands full.
I'm here to help you.
And Essex bike cops take on speeders.
Here we go, outside lane. This car, 106 miles an hour.
In Birmingham, the biker paramedics Mark Hayes and Steve Harris are parked up watching the annual half marathon. On the bike today, paramedic Steve.
We're on standby around the perimeter of the Birmingham Half Marathon. It's quite a big event for the city. I believe there's about 15,000 runners this morning. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. I wouldn't know, but I presume this is good running conditions.
Minor medical calls from the main race will be looked after by St John Ambulance volunteers. Mark and Steve are on hand to deal with serious emergencies, not only on the course, but everywhere else in the city as well.
Running is something that it's never appealed. That's why engines were invented, to stop me running.
So if you were racing, where would you put yourself at the moment? Casualty tent.
Probably at this point in the race, I would think I'd be sort of horizontal. Luckily, I've got a job. 2 and 2, Roger, received, over.
The Birmingham biker paramedics race to any emergencies on their Yamaha FJR 1300s, top speed 145. They carry everything an ambulance carries, and they're trained to deal with anything. To capture the action, we've put special cameras on each rider and bike, so we arrive at the scene the second they do. The 999 call has nothing to do with the marathon. Police have found a man unconscious and covered in blood. But several roads have been closed in the city centre for the race. And even with the help of the runners, Steve's progress is slower than usual. The police received a call earlier, reporting a man lying motionless in the lobby of this apartment block.
Gone to the basement and found him splat out on the floor. Like, yeah. Oh my God. But
right,
he seems a lot better now. We've managed to wake him.
No one knows where he's come from.
OK. Just saying that you've just found him. And, yeah, have you had any response? Do we know who he is? Hello. Can I just have a look at your face? What do you remember? Nothing. Have you got any pain anywhere? Were you drinking last night? Did you have anything else other than drink? No pills? No cocaine? Nothing? I think in view of what's happened and the condition you're in, we ought to pop you down to the hospital. Was he on this sofa or was he?
He was on the floor.
He was on the floor out there. So. Right. Come on, mate. That's going to tell me about your pulse and your oxygen levels. I need to test your sugars and a little spot of blood. Hang on. How are you feeling? You all right? Do you remember where you went? Okay. You diabetic at all? No? All right, your blood sugars are a little bit low. What I want you to do is just to have some glucose gel off me. What happens if you've had a lot to drink, it takes the sugar out of your blood. So we need to put that back in. All this is sweet gel. All right? That's all blood. Most of it appears to have come from your mouth. I need you to eat this gel. That's it. It's horrible, isn't it?
Tastes like
Yeah. So because we don't know what's happened, I think we ought to pop you down to the casualty and get you checked over. No? Why is that?
I'm alright.
Well, you don't know that, do you?
I'm fine, man. Trust me.
Yeah?
I'm alright.
Well, instead of me trusting you, do you want to trust me? I'd be unhappy in just leaving you.
I'm alright, man. Seriously. I'm alright. I just need to have a cigarette. That's it.
But there's nobody in the flat with you.
They're all there.
Oh, they're all there.
Loads of them, man. There's about 20 of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, they're all my cousins and all related.
What flat's that?
The man says there are 20 of his friends in one of the flats,
Text that on my phone, yeah, I can tell you.
but he doesn't know which flat.
Your phones are in your pocket. You look as though you've been fighting.
You know what? I'm the real here. I'm not a fighter.
All right.
Have you found the text which tells you which apartment you're supposed to be in?
The trouble is, I'm not going to leave you here on your own. I need to know that you're with somebody.
Do you want to tell us what's happened?
I don't remember. So if I did remember, I would have told you by now. But I don't remember, so... Nah, seriously, I don't know, man. I can't remember. If I did, yo, I'd be happy. I don't know nothing, man.
The man tries the door of an apartment, but it's not the right one.
I need a signature off you if you're not going to get a hospital, mate. I need you to come and sign this form. Well, the form's just in there. Yep, come in with me. This is saying that I'm advising that you should go to hospital and you're refusing. All right? Can you witness that, please?
You get me, but thanks for your help.
No, it's okay, really.
You've been a good help, you get me?
All right.
Sound.
You're not running in the marathon today.
You know what, honestly, yeah, if I could run the marathon, I'd run it, but right now, my jaw's hurting so bad, yeah, I can't even do nothing.
I mean, when you see yourself in the mirror, you'll see. Somebody's thumped you. You do?
Whatever don't kill you, it makes you stronger, you realise this, innit? That's the thing, get me? I'm 20 years old and I'm quite strong right now, so that's alright.
What happened then?
If I could remember, I'd tell you, but I don't remember, so I'm not going to tell you, am I?
You're going to go through life not knowing what happened.
Can't remember it, you just remember, innit? Slowly, it's just one of them
It
things.
might come back to you, yeah. We would have preferred for him to go to hospital to get him checked to make sure, but he was going to have none of that. So the police are in attendance. We've left him with the police, and they'll carry on trying to find out what happened last night.
In Birmingham, the city's annual half marathon is in full swing. 15,000 people are beginning to flood into the finish area, having completed the 13-mile course. Paramedic Steve Harris is receiving an emergency call. One of the runners has collapsed at the finish line. During a race as long as this, runners are in serious danger of dehydration, overheating and exhaustion. Poorly prepared runners could suffer a heart attack or stroke as a result of the extreme exertion. The speed of Steve's response could be crucial. But the finish area is teeming with people. And with runners tired and dazed after the race, getting them to move out of the way is proving difficult. The runner may have hypothermia. As a precaution, he's been moved inside, wrapped in a foil blanket.
Is this your first race? No. So you used to running? Yep, just got cold. You normally fit and well? Silly question, I know. No problems today? No? Okay. And have you had any pain at all, other than your expected aches? No. Right. Now you've been sitting here a little while, how are you feeling? You starting to feel better? Yeah? Warming up a little bit? Yeah? Okay. What's your name, by the way? Tom. Hello, Tom. I'm Steve. I'm one of the paramedics. All right. I want to do your temperature. All right, just pop your head. Temperature's up a little bit, but you're warming up. You feel cold inside?
Your hands do.
Your hands. So I don't think it's worth you going to hospital. All right, but I think, you know, just give it time. Just give you a little bit time to sort of come round a bit and get warm properly. He was in the main body of runners. He'd been standing around for almost an hour and he'd just become very, very cold.
A rapid drop in body temperature can initially cause disorientation, loss of coordination and blurred vision. Left untreated, hypothermia can be a killer.
The weather today, it's bright and sunny, but it is very cold. It's only about 8 degrees. As soon as they stop running, they start to lose heat very quickly. And the first thing the organisers do as they cross the finish line, they're given one of the foil blankets to wrap around them.
Yeah, I started just after 9. Did quite a good time, 1 hour 34. But I was hanging around a lot at the end and I didn't have any spare clothes, so I got very cold, unfortunately. I'm feeling a lot better. I've been looked after very well.
Most of the 15,000 runners have now finished, and Steve's job for the day is over. It's 7 a.m. at the Biker Cops HQ, and PC Steve Clements is about to begin the day shift. Clem has spent 14 years in the police after beginning his career in the forces.
I was in the Royal Air Force for 12 and a half years, and during that time I learned to drive everything. I can drive Arctics, tankers, buses, and the only license I haven't got is a motorbike. So I just got back from the Gulf War, and in '91 got my bike while I was living out in Germany, and been riding ever since. Today we're going to go to Southend. It's part of the casualty reduction. So let's go down there, look for the usual offences of seatbelts, mobile phones, careless driving, anything we see really we'll deal with as we go along.
In Essex, more than 800 people are killed or seriously injured on the roads every year. The Casualty Reduction Unit was set up to bring down this number. The Southend Seafront is notorious for speeders, but in the fight against the lawbreakers, Clem's got technology on his side. The laser speed gun sends a beam of light towards a vehicle, which bounces back to record its speed. Just the sight of one is enough to get drivers to put the brakes on. But it's not long before Clem has his first customer.
Pull over there, mate. Morning, sir. The reason I've stopped you is to talk to you about your speed. Speeding from this road is 30 miles per hour, okay? Use this latest device, point at the front of your vehicle, shows you doing 39 mile an hour and a 30 mile an hour limit, okay? Any reason why you're doing that today?
No,
Just?
probably talking.
Just talking. You mind jumping out so we have a quick chat? As you're aware, okay, speed limits are set there for a reason, okay, and the speed limit for this road is 30 miles an hour. By doing 9 mile an hour above the speed limit, you're already increasing your thinking and braking distance. If something happened, you've got to think longer and you've got to stop longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a warning today where your speed, okay, because you're below the threshold that I'll be dealing with it. Yeah. But I need you to really understand, you know, take the warning on board rather than just I've been stopped by it was annoyance because I got stopped today. I need you to take on board the fact that the other elements that are involved, you really do need to concentrate on your driving. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
thank you very much.
Nice to meet you today then. Right, cheers.
He was lucky, caught by the camera, but let off with a warning.
As a police officer, you can use discretion on how you deal with speed. For this road, it's a nice wide open road, there's lots of parking spaces, but it's a 30 mile an hour limit. We're going to move on now. I've done a little bit check here. What I like to do is move about all around doing little spot checks everywhere so that the drivers then start to think, well, he's not always in the same place, so they get an idea that we're all over the place, even though it's just the one bike today.
Seafront patrol over, Clem moves on to cover the outskirts of town. He's approaching the turn to Southend Airport. In traffic, there's no high-tech gadget as useful to a motorbike cop as a sharp pair of eyes. Seated high on his bike, Clem spotted something. Incredibly, in the 2 seconds it took the van to pass him, Clem clocked the driver wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was reaching for his mobile.
As you was approaching me as I was turning right to the Southend Airport, yeah, okay, you picked your phone up, you saw me put it down.
Yeah,
So I spun around after you, yeah, to speak to you about that and for the fact that you weren't wearing your seatbelt, and as I come up behind you, you picked it up again.
Yeah, sorry.
You saw me and put it down, so you must be aware that it's an offence.
Yeah,
So why'd you pick it up again?
I had a message from the wife, so I wanted to ring her.
Right. There's no parking restrictions along there that would stop you from having a quick stop and, yeah, or even pull into Southend Airport. McDonald's is on that corner as well, you could have gone in there. Could have done it safely, okay? Could do it today by way of a fixed penalty ticket. Do you have a UK driver licence?
Yes, I do.
Oh, excellent, got it with you. And do you have any points on your licence?
Should have it out as well. I'm not too sure, I don't think so.
But it is an indultable fine of 3 points and £60 fine for using your phone while driving.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
It is also a £60 fine for not wearing your seatbelt, but I'll give you a warning for that today.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's you, because you look nothing like the picture. So, when's it due? Oh,
Very soon.
yes. Actually, 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's run out.
I think we've sent off these forms because we got them sent through.
Right.
And we've sent them off.
Okay. It's not. You're still valid to drive till 2045.
Yeah.
It's just your photo that's run out.
Right.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah, fair enough. Lovely.
So, also wear your seatbelt.
Yes.
Thank you for a nice blue top to make it so obvious that you weren't wearing it. Okay.
Yeah, no, fine. Okay.
And just because I've got eyes and I've got mirrors, I can still see you and turn around.
Very good.
Well, that's the idea, right? Just because you seriously put it down, your ear's an offence, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
All right then.
Yeah, okay then.
All right. Thanks very much. Cheers. Then.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
The keen-eyed officers of the Casualty Reduction Unit have brought down the number of serious injuries on Essex roads by nearly 30% in 4 years. In Birmingham, the paramedics have received an urgent 999 call.
Yeah, we're going to a 5-year-old. Male, 5-year-old, conscious and breathing, sick. Temperature 40, rash on neck and headache.
A high temperature, rash and headache are all symptoms of one of the most feared childhood illnesses, meningitis. Meningitis can kill in less than 4 hours. Steve needs to get there as soon as possible. The address is 2.5 miles away. Steve covers it in less than 5 minutes. But finding the child's home isn't quite so simple.
Ambulance?
I think we're all address.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Sorry to bother you.
It's all right then.
Steve's back onto control. They're trying to get hold of the 999 caller again. It's the right street, but the wrong house.
It's going to be upstairs. Hello. There you go, straight in. Hello. What's your name?
Zane.
Eh?
Zane.
Zane. And what's the matter? You're hot. All right, tell me what's happened, Mum.
Basically, he woke up yesterday with a temperature. His temperature was 40.
Yep.
He was complaining of headache and saying that his belly was hurting. and I left it. I'd give him paracetamol and ibuprofen to try and bring it down. All he's done is sleep. He ain't done nothing else. He won't eat nothing. He won't drink hardly. And the temperature's still there. It's not moving.
Normally fit and well?
Yeah.
Doesn't take medications,
No.
tablets, nothing usual?
No.
Has he been taking Calpol today?
Yeah.
Can I just pop this in your ear? Do you know what it is? Yeah? Who said that? Ooh, she knows everything over there, doesn't she? It's 40.2. The temperature as measured is 40.2. So it's over 40 degrees, which is obviously very serious. Has he ever had anything like this before?
It did not as bad, but he had. It was just a normal cold, I think he had last time, just a raised temperature. But it didn't stop him eating or nothing. But now it's because he's not eating.
Any sickness, anything like that? No?
Yeah, no, but he's only been to. He won't even go to the toilet. He's been once.
Did you hurt anywhere? Nothing hurting?
Yesterday he was complaining. Where was your head hurting? Yes, I showed him out.
I don't know.
He kept getting rashes all and then back on his legs as well.
Can I have a look at your tummy? Roll over. Come on. Come on. Let's have a look. Obviously, with the temperature being high and for so long, we're popping down the children's and get them to have a look at find out what's going on.
What? Do you look like Santa?
Do I?
Come on, soldier.
Steve hands Zane over to the care of the ambulance crew. At the hospital, he'll have a thorough examination to find out what's causing the fever and rash.
In cases of suspected meningitis, it's always right to seek help and advice. Meningitis has got fairly specific signs and symptoms. Stiffness in the neck, photophobia, where bright light is actually painful to the child's eyes, vomiting, very high temperature. I don't mean just warm, I mean a very high temperature, and just general lethargy. And the big one, which isn't always present, but that most people look for, is a rash, a non-blenching rash. You know, children and adults do die from meningitis. It's a nasty disease. You can't ignore it. You can't say, well, we'll leave it a few hours. Those few hours could be critical.
7 a.m, Essex Police Biker HQ. On patrol today, PC Martin Ackers. Before Martin can get on the road, it's time for some running repairs to his bike.
Rear tyre's getting a bit low on tread, really. Wet weather coming in today, meant to be, so put the bike in yesterday for a new rear tyre.
Today, Martin will be riding this unmarked police bike. It's a BMW K1200S, capable of over 170 miles per hour. Perfect for catching speeders. He'll be taking the bike on patrol on one of the county's busiest and most dangerous roads.
A12, main road, which runs through from London, really, through to Suffolk. The 12 and the 13 are our #1 roads, really, for, unfortunately, fatals. A high proportion of those types of crashes on those roads. There's a 3-lane section of road there. Tend to find that vehicles have been sort of held up a little bit on a 2-lane section, and then the road comes into this 3-lane section, and get quite a few drivers a bit frustrated, and they put their foot down, and been getting some high speeds down there. The fastest person I've actually recorded on the device is at 147 miles an hour. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately enough for that person, they were going the other way. And I couldn't get half after them, so they were very lucky that day. I've had a colleague, he recorded a motorcyclist at 150. That was on the A120. Here we go, outside lane. This car, 106 miles an hour.
To catch the car, Martin has to match its speed, nearly 110 miles an hour.
Reason why I've asked yourself to stop is you're travelling too fast for the road.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, you understand that, don't you? The maximum speed we can do for your vehicle on the A12 is 70 miles an hour.
Yes.
That's the fastest you can travel in this country. All right, checking the speed of your vehicle by a laser device.
Okay.
This is it. There's your recorded speed. 106 miles an hour. Yeah, 36 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's more than 50% over the speed limit. It's a high speed, isn't it?
Quite high, yeah.
Yeah? So what I'm going to say to yourself, you're going to be reported for travelling in excess of the permitted limit of 70 miles per hour. Any reason for the excess speed at all today?
Silly reason, but I'm going to auction, car auction in Colchester, so I'm a bit late.
You're running a bit late for the car auctions. What, you're selling or buying?
No, buying.
You're buying, are you? Right, okay, what time do they start?
10.
10 o'clock? Okay. I mean, you're coming down the outside lane of that 3-lane part of the A12. Somebody may be in the inside lane, catching up with someone, wants to overtake them, looks in the mirror, sees you, fair distance way back, but doesn't assess how fast you're travelling.
Okay.
They think that you're travelling 70-ish, They pull out and you won't have time to react.
I understand.
Yeah?
You're gonna get question.
Well, what will happen is that the matter goes to a magistrate's court hearing because it's a high speed. The actual guidelines for ourselves are anything up to 95 miles an hour, including 95 miles an hour, you could receive a fixed penalty notice, which means 3 points and a £60 fine. You're a little bit above that, to say the least. So the matter has to go to a magistrate's court hearing. It's down to the magistrate to make a decision as to what penalty should fit that speed. I'm not privy to their guidelines, so I don't know. All I can ask is please slow down. All right then, nice to meet you. Watch how you go. All the best to you. Absolutely ridiculous speed. What people don't realise is that when they're travelling those sort of speeds, 106 mile an hour, if you had 3 articulated lorries, end to end, you're talking in 120 feet there. If something were to happen in front of that motorist, he will travel the entire length of all 3 of those articulated lorries, and by the time he comes to the end of the last one, that's his thinking time. He is still travelling 106 miles an hour, and then he decides to put his brakes on and come off the throttle. By then, of course, the crash has happened and it's all gone wrong.
In Birmingham, paramedic Mark Hayes has just had his breakfast interrupted by an urgent 999 call.
Just enjoying the bacon.
A man's been seen lying motionless outside Birmingham's International Convention Centre. Mark is just a few hundred yards down the road. When he arrives, he finds a man far from unconscious.
Hello.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Me not right to you. Me know you fight with you.
No, you're not fighting with me.
I'm original gangster, dog. When I come, I rough. Right.
Come to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, what is?
5 pence.
You 5?
That's 5.
Okay.
Have you been drinking?
No, I telling you.
What's your name?
What is your name?
My name's Mark. What's your name?
Mashallah, put like that.
What's your name? Are you unwell in any way?
I tell you.
Are you hurt anywhere?
No.
Do you need an ambulance?
No, sir.
What are you going to do?
With you.
You're going with me?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Do you need to go to hospital at all?
No, sir. I'm everybody happy to you.
Pop your arms down.
No, sir.
Do you suffer with any medical conditions at all? Don't swear. Don't swear.
I no promise to
Don't swear.
Don't you?
Mark has seen this sort of patient before. He knows how quickly these situations could turn.
This is Makkah.
Paramedic, please, cameras.
He needs backup.
It's
Centenary Square outside the ICC. IC4 male, we've been called out to. We can't treat him. You got any officers that can attend, please? He's obviously got alcohol problems, but he certainly isn't incapable, but he's abusive and aggressive.
But while Mark is on the radio, the man makes a bolt for the road.
Oi, stay there. Don't be silly. No, stay over there, away from the road. No, calm down.
Kill me.
Why? Why? I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you, not fight. No, don't undress. Right, you stay there. En route. Obviously, if he goes towards the road, I'll try and stop him because, heaven forbid, it's a busy road, lots of buses. I don't want him hurting himself.
When the police arrive, the man still shows no signs of calming down.
He's stripped off, throwing his clothes about. We can't assess him because he's far too aggressive.
Kill me, baby. No.
You've been drinking? You do? Me? Can you grab a blanket, please?
What do you think, right?
If you're not...
Kill me.
I've not been able to do any assessment whatsoever because of how he is.
In the last 6 months, there have been over 400 reports of assaults against ambulance staff in the West Midlands alone.
I'm certainly not prepared to put myself at risk and the ambulance crew and hospital staff. There's absolutely nothing I can do. You know, I can't restrain that gentleman, you know, and I certainly can't carry out my job safely. Thank you very much, gents. We're not really able to restrain anybody. It could be classed as assault. With this gentleman, he was making towards the road, and at one point I grabbed his jacket. Obviously my concern was he was going to end up underneath a bus, so I did try to prevent him from going in the road, purely because I didn't want to get him run over. The way I see it is that that gentleman, although he's not receiving treatment off me, he's still in effect in my care. So it is a fine line, and I think I can justify what I did for those reasons.
The stresses and strains of being a biker paramedic are not easy to handle. Mark and Steve deal with death and serious injury on a daily basis, as well as the pressure of riding a motorbike in the congested city and 8-minute target response times in life-threatening cases. Taking time out is essential, and that's exactly what Mark is doing today. He's in Wales with his family.
The scenery, the wildlife, it's just amazing. Lovely fresh air. You never get fed up of doing it. There's no 8 minutes to be somewhere, you know. We've not got to do the walk in 8 minutes, otherwise we've failed. You can't spend 12 hours a day, whether it be 4, 5, 6 days a week, dashing around on a motorbike. You know, you'll end up burning yourself out.
Mark's work may be stressful, but wife Tara has her own worries about his job.
I do worry about him on the bike with the speeds that he travels, and he has had 3 accidents where he's been knocked off the bike, and I've had telephone calls at work to say he's in hospital. So obviously that's extremely scary, but I know it's a job that he's just so passionate about and he's so good at that, you know, all I can do is support him.
I'm adamant that there's no way I could get through the job that I do without the support of my family. If I phone up, the children will say, "You're having a good day? Have you had any nasty jobs? Are you okay?" And the support continues when you get home. If you've had a particularly busy day or you've had a particularly nasty job, it's always there in your mind, depending on what it is. Could be with you for a few hours, could be with you for a few days, maybe with you forever.
He has got a great sense of humour, which he hones in on for most jobs, but the ones that involve the children are the ones that get to him the most. Obviously, if the children are around the age of our children as well, then that really hits home. So he will come home and he's quiet. He'll talk about it, and it might last, you know, a couple of days. He does live every day to the full. I think because his job does show him that life is so important that he does try and grab it, you know, as much as he can, really.
In Essex, police biker John Harmon is on patrol on the A13, the most treacherous road in the county. Over the last 7 months, 19 people have been killed or seriously injured on this road alone. John has been radioed by a colleague to tell him there is a car stopped on a slip road in an extremely dangerous position. John goes to investigate. Vehicles passing are doing 70 miles per hour, so when John gets off the bike, he doesn't turn his back on the approaching traffic for a second.
Are you all right?
I've run out of petrol.
You've run out of petrol?
Yeah, my daughter's on the way.
OK. Will it start or not?
No.
Over 250 people are killed on motorway hard shoulders every year. The lady's name is June. John needs to get her out of the car and away from the road.
That's like, OK, just switch off for me.
But June isn't grasping the urgency of the situation.
Just switch off. Can you just switch off for me?
Hello?
OK, what I'm going to do is if you can just jump out and get into a safe place for me.
I've got to get out.
If you come out this side...
June gets out of the driver's side, almost into the path of a pickup truck.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move your car onto here.
OK.
Out of the live carriageway.
OK.
And then your daughter's on the way.
Sorry about that.
Your daughter's on the way?
Yes, she's on her way.
OK.
June's car is right in the path of oncoming traffic. John must get it as far out of the way of other vehicles as possible. By turning the engine over, he gets enough forward movement to get the car up onto the verge.
This is a rented car. It isn't my own car. And it had 30 miles to go. So I was looking for the nearest garage and it's just run out of petrol. And it couldn't have had 30 miles.
Have you got a warm coat? You've got a warm coat or anything?
No, I'm not.
As luck would have it, a patrol car happens to be passing and stops to offer their help.
Just a female on her own, she's run out of fuel. All right, I managed to get her onto the verge and she's got a daughter coming in about 10 minutes.
And if there's one thing a cop car can do which a biker can't, it's tow a car.
OK, I put it around a bit of the metal bodywork because it's not going to hold an old hole. OK. No, it's not a proper towing, right, so be careful, just do it gently. You give me time to come out to put a block in for you, and then you can get out.
Every year, over 20,000 people run out of petrol on the country's roads. Motoring organisations recommend you keep your fuel topped up rather than waiting for the warning light to come on.
Thankfully, it's a happy and safe engine, really, because I didn't really like to leave her there if I could be helped. I know her daughter's en route with her, but we didn't know how long her daughter was going to be. My colleagues were driving past, and I said to you, they've got the tow rope, which is like the golden lifeline, really, so we could just bring her in here where she's safe, you can get a cup of coffee, her daughter's here. She's a lot better here than where she was.
In Birmingham, paramedic Steve has had a call to an RTC, a road traffic collision, involving 3 cars. This could be serious. Steve's covered the 2.5 miles in just over 3 minutes. As the first paramedic on scene, It'll be up to Steve to assess the casualties and decide which of them, if any, will need hospital treatment.
Hiya. Hello.
There are no injuries, but the driver of the middle car is disabled and still behind the wheel.
Hello. I'll come round that side.
And Steve is going to have to be on his best behaviour.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Dr. Carol Starkey.
Hello, Doctor. Have I got to call you that? Or...
Yes, please.
All right. My name's Steve. How are you feeling? That's
I'm
the first
right.
question.
I'm all right.
No problems?
I'm furious, yes.
Yeah. What sort of doctor are you?
Oh, a medical one,
Medical?
yes.
So, any questions I ask you, you've already asked yourself?
You're right, yes.
Obviously still in the same position as you were when you were driving?
Yes.
Or have you just slid over a little bit?
No, I'm in the same...
Yeah.
I've
No
slid
aches and
over a little
pains?
bit. No aches and pains.
No problems with your neck at all? No pain?
No,
Big
not
deep
at all.
breath and...
That's
no,
all right.
okay.
I'm fine, yes.
As I say,
I'm very cross.
Is there anything we can do for you? Do you need to get out the car or anything?
I can't
yourself?
get out because I get out of the back.
Yes, so
And
until that's moved.
Until, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll come back to you in a moment.
Thank you.
All right. There's no injuries. It's damage only. The lady in the second car is wheelchair bound and actually drives the car from her wheelchair. Hello there. No problems with the lady other than the fact she has to come out through the back and until that's moved and the back door's free.
Right, okay.
The fire brigade won't need to cut Dr. Starkey out of her car, but they do provide the muscle to clear her exit.
So,
See if we can go down further.
we come. That's it.
Thank you.
There we go. Do you wish to go to hospital?
No, thanks.
No, I didn't. Do you know I was expecting that reply?
I'm not surprised. No,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. It's quite pleasant in one respect, as in a way I haven't had to do much here at all. In other ways, you have a doctor who's observing you, who's watching, that can be quite disconcerting because you're aware that someone who medically outranks you is watching what you're doing.
Tom, who collapsed at the end of his marathon, has made a full recovery after a lot of rest. Zane went to hospital and tests showed he did not have meningitis, but he did have septic tonsillitis.